The studio of the Kelly Clarkson show pulsed with its usual warmth, soft amber spotlights, pastel backdrops, cheerful signage, and a carefully curated energy that made the place feel more like a cozy living room than a national television set. Kelly herself walked out with her signature smile, waving both arms wide as the audience erupted. She radiated sincerity, that easy down-to-earth charm that made people feel like they'd known her their whole lives. Yet today, beneath her smile, something more calculated flickered behind her eyes. Today wasn't just another celebrity interview. Today was Jada Pinkett Smith. The segment had been heavily teased for days, trailers, ads, social clips, each hinting that Jada had more truths to reveal, more layers to peel back. The audience arrived buzzing, equal parts curious and cautious. Rumors swirled, speculation churned, and dozens of faces leaned forward in their seats, eager to see what version of Jada would appear: the serene philosopher, the candid memorist, the firebrand truth-teller, or the unpredictable wildcard. When Jada emerged from backstage, the applause was loud but uneven, excited, yes, but with a tension simmering underneath. She walked out with her chin lifted, shoulders strong, gliding across the stage like a woman who was used to attention and unbothered by judgment. She wore a sleek cream suit with sharp lines and clean details, her energy polished and guarded. She smiled at the audience, a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She hugged Kelly, brief and stiff, and settled into her chair. Kelly leaned forward, beaming. "Y'all give it up for Jada Pinkett Smith." The audience clapped again, this time more forced, more curious. Kelly could feel it, Jada could feel it, everyone knew this wasn't going to be the light afternoon chat Kelly's show was known for. "Jada, you've had a year," Kelly began gently. "A book, a whirlwind media tour, a lot of discussion online, some supportive, some intense." Jada gave a small laugh, tight and rehearsed. "Healing isn't always pretty," she replied. "But it's necessary. I'm stepping into my truth." Kelly smiled politely, tucking a loose strand of hair behind her ear. "I think everyone appreciates honesty. But your memoir goes incredibly deep. Some people said they were shocked by how much you shared." Jada straightened slightly. Shocked is just another word for unprepared. People weren't ready, but that doesn't make it wrong. Kelly nodded casually, though she saw a small door opening, an opportunity to explore the heart of the issue. "You've talked openly about your marriage, your struggles, your personal evolution. Some of those details were, well, very intimate. How did we handle it? Were these conversations you had together before you shared them with the world?" Jada's smile faltered. Her fingers tightened slightly around her mug. "Kelly, everything I shared was part of my journey. I don't need to justify my healing to the public. I understand healing," Kelly said softly, her voice gentle but unwavering. "But when your healing involves someone else's life, someone who might not want certain things public, do you feel there's a line?" Jada blinked, leaning back. "A line? Healing has no lines. It has honesty. And honesty is liberating." The audience shifted uncomfortably. Kelly felt it, sensed their unease, sensed even Jada's defensiveness rising like a slow tide. She didn't push yet, she eased forward a little, keeping her tone soft. "It's not that honesty is wrong," Kelly said carefully. "But sometimes the way we share it can." "Hold on," Jada interrupted, raising her hand slightly. "Are we really going to sit here and question whether I have the right to tell my own truth?" Kelly didn't look rattled. "I'm not questioning your right, I'm asking about the impact." "The impact is healing," Jada snapped. "Whether people understand it or not." A murmur rippled through the crowd, soft but unmistakable. Kelly heard it too, an indicator that the audience was no longer fully on Jada's side. She pressed gently but firmly. "Some people feel that certain memories you shared weren't just yours. They belong to Will too. And your kids." Jada's eyes hardened. "Kelly, my family knows me. They know my heart. They know why I share." Kelly nodded, but she didn't drop the thread. "I respect that, truly. But when these things go public, opinions come with them. And some people online have called what you did oversharing, even betrayal." The word hit the air like a dropped weight. The audience gasped. The crew froze. Even the band members exchanged looks. Jada stiffened visibly. "Betrayal," she echoed, her voice dangerously calm. "That's a strong accusation." Kelly didn't flinch. "It's not my accusation, but it's out there, and I wanted to give you the space to address it." Jada inhaled deeply, visibly irritated. "People project their own issues onto my truth. I refuse to apologize for being real." "Being real is not the issue," Kelly replied. "It's whether some truths are meant to stay private." Jada glared at her. You invited me here to attack me. To twist my words. To paint me as some villain. Kelly shook her head, her voice still controlled. No, I invited you for a conversation. Honest conversations aren't always comfortable. The tension thickened. The hum of the cameras became louder. The audience watched with wide eyes, some leaning forward as if witnessing a slow-motion collision. Jada's expression sharpened. Kelly, you don't get to decide what's comfortable for me. I'm not deciding, Kelly said gently. I'm reflecting what many people feel. Jada scoffed, genuinely offended now. People, or you? Kelly paused, not out of hesitation, but out of intention. I think we all wonder where the line is, she said softly. Even me. Jada stood backstage, her jaw tense, fingers digging into the edges of her sleeves as the producers scrambled around her. Red lights blinked on monitors showing the studio audience murmuring, waiting, buzzing with the kind of energy that wasn't excitement, it was confusion mixed with shock. Security hovered nearby, not touching her, not speaking, but their presence made it clear, this wasn't a soft suggestion. This was an escort. Kelly Clarkson stood a few feet away, her arms crossed, not in hostility, not even in anger, but in a kind of irritated disbelief. Her voice remained soft, but firm enough that even the crew pretended not to listen. Jada, you came here to promote your book. I get passion, I get honesty, but you can't come on my stage and talk to my crew like that. You can't talk to my guests like that. We don't do drama here. That's not my show. Jada exhaled sharply, her eyes flashing with that familiar defensiveness, a heat that always rose when she felt cornered. I didn't disrespect anyone. I told the truth. That's what people want from me, authenticity. Kelly shook her head gently. There's a difference between truth and steamrolling everyone in sight. A producer stepped between them, politely but nervously, like someone approaching a wildfire with a cup of water. We've decided it's best to wrap Jada's segment here. We'll cut to commercial and bring out the next guest early. Jada's eyebrows shot up. You're cutting me, in the middle of a conversation that matters. It stopped being a conversation, Kelly replied, her voice calm but resolute. And started being, whatever that was. Jada inhaled, visibly offended, her chin lifting with pride like armor she had worn most of her life. So that's it, you're just going to throw me off your show because I challenged you? Kelly swallowed, her patience stretched thin. No, I'm asking you to respect the people here, and today you didn't. That's all. As Jada turned away, her heels clicking sharply across the floor, the stage manager ushered her toward the exit that led to the back corridor. Whispers trailed behind her, crew members exchanging looks, the low hum of walkie-talkies, snippets of confusion and relief mixing like static. Inside the studio, the audience watched the monitors flicker to a bright blue screen with the words, "Technical break." They whispered too, trying to piece together what happened. A few had seen the moment Jada leaned forward during the interview, her voice rising, her tone sharpening like a blade. Some saw Kelly's face shift from patience to discomfort, then to that quiet but final firmness she rarely had to use. And some simply felt the tension, like a sudden drop in temperature, before the cameras abruptly cut away. Backstage, Jada finally stopped walking. This is ridiculous, she muttered, half to herself, half to anyone willing to agree. I came here to talk about growth, healing, my journey, and you people are acting like I came here to flip tables. One of the producers, an older woman with decades in daytime TV, sighed softly. Jada, you compared Kelly's interview style to being emotionally manipulative. Live, on air, that's not exactly something people shrug off. Jada scoffed. It wasn't personal, it was an observation. It felt personal, the producer said, her voice still gentle. And Kelly is one of the kindest hosts in the industry. People are protective of her. Including us. Security motioned quietly toward the side exit leading to the parking area. They weren't rushing her, but they weren't leaving room for debate either. Jada hesitated, torn between indignation and disbelief. She had been criticized before, challenged before, dragged by the press, ripped apart online, yet this felt different. Being escorted off a show like Kelly Clarkson's wasn't scandalous because it was messy. It was scandalous because Kelly's show wasn't messy. It was safe, soft, a place where celebrities relaxed, laughed, shared harmless confessions, and left with cookies or a gift basket. Being asked to leave here meant something went very wrong. As Jada stepped outside, the cool air slapped her skin. Her driver rushed forward, opening the rear door, but she paused, looking back toward the building as if somehow the moment might reverse itself. as if Kelly might run after her with an apology or a second chance. But the door stayed closed. The security guard simply nodded politely, and the producers didn't trail behind. They had already moved on, focused on stitching together the chaos inside the studio. Back inside, Kelly returned to her seat, smoothing her dress and taking a breath that steadied her entire posture. Her audience was back on camera now, their cheers uncertain at first, then warm and supportive when she said lightly, "Well, that was a bit unexpected. But hey, it's live TV. Things happen." The audience laughed, a pressure valve releasing. Kelly continued, "I want this to be a space where we lift each other up, even when we disagree. So thank y'all for sticking with us, we're gonna keep things positive, alright?" The crowd clapped harder, louder, grateful for the warmth returning to the room. Kelly smiled, tiredly, but genuinely, and welcomed the next guest. Back in the car, Jada stared out the window, the city rushing past in blurred streaks of white and gray. Her jaw clenched as her publicist, seated beside her, hesitated before speaking.